First track of the season at Camberwell. Flynn Dog here, perfect pitch. We're just doing our little pitch report. Okay, one day of today. I've just peeled back the covers. No water on the single cover that was underneath. A little bit of protection, extra protection you always put on. So you put your single on and your big cover over. We've got the two Hessians on. Pretty happy with how it is. Okay, it was basically under the covers for about 36 hours. And a little bit of sweating, like but it's not saturated, which means the pitch was probably going maybe a touch dry going in, but we've got that base moisture content in the pitch as usual with the start of the season. So I'm pretty confident the pitch is going to hold up regardless. Haven't had a look yet, obviously, so I'm going to peel this back, get these Hessians out of the way, and then we'll assess from there. So taking the top Hessian off, if we look then at the second Hessian, it's underneath. Okay, a little bit of moisture on there, okay, but not heaps. So I'm pretty confident we're going to have no sweating on the surface. If I had the third Hessian underneath that, I'd be confident there'd be actually no sweating on that, so we'd have a completely dry surface underneath. Just looking at it, very limited. Like I'd be expecting this to be completely dry underneath. We'll find out in a second though, won't we? Both Hessians off. Grass has stood up a little bit. Okay, got that ryegrass. Square's going to be mainly ryegrass this season. It's going to be a battle, but it's stood up. If we look at the surface, there's a bit of moisture just in those grass areas, but again, you suspect that for how long it was under the covers, but no obvious wet or damp spots. Pretty happy with the result there. Okay, these cracks were a little bit more prominent when I put it to bed on Thursday. I'm expecting to seal up a little bit as well, so we'll come back and have a look at this after the roll and just see where we're at. I'm going to give it a little hair cutter. Not really aiming to take anything off, just to clean it up and make it look better. If you were to see this straight up, you go, oh, a bit spicy. But I think it'll just skid on a bit. Okay, might just nip with a seam touch, just maybe just tacking the top a little bit and just kiss through early, but good conditions at the moment, so we should dry out pretty quickly once we get the roller and so on it. Again, I think it'll be a good track. We'll do a proper assessment once I've had that cut and roll on it, and hopefully be able to give you a fair idea of whether I know what I'm talking about. Alrighto, that's cut's come up nice. Okay, it's just push the surface down again, and the grass would like to go lower, but it's just there's not much. It's pretty thin this right at the moment here, so I don't want to just destroy it and cut it out, and then it's going to be a struggle for it to come back. Does look a little bit better, but once we get the roll in and stuff, I think you'll find it'll just lose that sort of lively look about it and just look like a flat pooper, a bit of a batting track. Yeah. Well, first roll. Let's stand back, have a look. Come on. Looking obviously a lot flatter, okay, less scraggy. Again, the leaf, as you can see, is still pretty long there. Could tidy it up a touch, go a little bit lower the cut, but I don't want to. Okay, I'm just happy with it is. It might stand up a little bit during the day, but the traffic over it should keep it pretty flat. I just think it just the ball will turn old pretty quick out here. The square's quite thin, so I just want to try and give it as much protection as possible, and hopefully just plays true all day. Just we take that leaf off. Yeah, it might presents a little bit better, but overall, it's not going to add any value by taking it off, whereas it might just keep a little bit of shine on the ball a bit longer, maybe keep it a little harder, which is unlikely because it is going to be there isn't much there to protect it, but again, working what we got, and pretty happy. Start of a week, it looked like it was going to be pretty bleak weekend, but we have got a beautiful morning on our hands. Yeah, weather is going to come in late. I still think the game's going to be rain affected in some degree, and whether plays actually called off or not to be determined. But yeah, I think there's definitely going to be passing showers at least, which might liven things up a bit. So my prediction around here is the pitch is holding together. So if we're trying to read the pitch, you come out here as a skipper, you go, yep, you can still feel the moisture around, you can still see it in a bit in the top. I actually think it's going to be best to bat on first, even though maybe looks like it might have a bit in it, like that live leaf and that stuff sometimes scares people into thinking it's got something in it. I don't think it really had too much in it. Okay, if we're reading a pitch, we should have a look at these cracks, sort of on a length here. Okay, we're looking at that just here. Okay, we're seeing if we're getting any movement when we push around. There's a little bit, but not much. Okay, so that's holding together nicely. Maybe come over one of the ones a bit more of a jigsaw like, and just see. So I'm actually pretty happy with that, because that actually means that it's going to probably hold in. It's not going to chip out. So the last thing I want is like these sort of jigsaw puzzle pieces just popping out, particularly any of these traffic areas through here, which will then, I don't think it'll be in play, but batsmen start getting a little unhappy about, just because of their feet aren't sitting in right. But I don't see it really falling apart at all. If there's any damage at all, it'll be just on the crease from the bowlers. Maybe a touch late in the day, some of them might start to pop out of those jigsaws, but I don't think so overall. So I'm pretty confident with it being a score over 200 here for the day. Again, I don't think the toss will be too much affected either. I think it's going to be, if it's a clear day all like this, you want to be setting 250, particularly Camberwell's not the biggest ground, what is it, 55, 60 that way, and then you got sort of the 45, maybe 50 max to the boundary, very fat. Okay, and that little whip off if it's a fine leg. There's no point in having a short fine leg today, boys. Yeah. So that's my assessment. Hopefully that's a good little video for you guys just to have a look at. And I think it'll be a front shoot track. Make most of the new ball. If you get off to a flyer, just keep going, because there'll be no stopping you. But overall, there, that's my assessment. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I haven't really got too much more to add. It's been a nice morning. This is like your ideal morning as a curator as well. Just being able to sort of just calm down, do your job, peel the covers back. Yeah, covers are on, who cares? Bit of water on. But it's just fantastic conditions. 23 degrees, something like that. Maybe not even that yet. And just a nice light breeze. Things are drying out. Everything's good. So, well, that's all she wrote for the morning, lads. Covers off. Weather starting to look like it might be just creeping up again. A little bit of a breeze picking up. But I think that looks like a pretty good track for round one in Melbourne. Just touched up the lines, obviously good practice to do that, touch of lines, you can just dull out a bit. Obviously with that rolling, a little bit of growth and the cut. Outfit I think's going to hold up all right. As you can see, the square is thin, so the ball will deteriorate pretty quick out here, I think. So again, I think it's going to be fair track regardless all the way through. Yeah, and hopefully plenty of runs. As I said, I'm sort of leaning towards that over 225. I think it'll be a pretty competitive total out here today. But again, I do think the weather's going to have an impact.